Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the KetoMom page. We are diving into the spoke of your health. So if you have not been watching, we are going through a book. We go through a book every single morning. Usually I prefer it to be a little bit earlier, but I have just been reading and I don't even know what time it is right now. So as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? And we've been talking about the spokes in your life, different areas of your life that really affect all areas. You might just not have known that. So we kind of talk about your life in different spokes. It looks like a tire, right? And we talk about how you've got a spiritual spoke and a financial spoke and a physical spoke and a relationship spoke and a work spoke. And if one of the spokes is broken, it affects the other ones. And so the book, I love this book because I'm going to guess most of you here, you don't feel like your calling and your life's mission is to lose 30 pounds. You're here because for whatever reason, your physical spoke isn't where you want it. Right? Maybe you don't feel great. Maybe you just want to get more physically fit. Whatever fitness goals you have, today we're going to talk about your health spoke, your fitness spoke. What does that look like? We've already talked about your spiritual spoke. We've talked about your relationships. We've talked about finances. And then tomorrow is your work spoke. But I need you to understand something. You were made for more. You were called for more. You've got a calling on your life and gifts and talents that people need. And it's important to take care of your health because it affects everything else in your life. So as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? And I'm going to give you a couple statistics because this is what he started off that spoke with. And it's things you probably already know, right? To have an awareness of. It says 20% of American meals are eaten in the car. Why do we think that is? We don't plan. We don't have our meals prepped. It's easier to go through the drive-thru. Roughly 2/3 of adult Americans are either overweight or obese. I think we know that even just by watching anything on TV. 78% of Americans don't reach daily recommended activity levels. That's a lot, so moving your body is important. It says the number of overweight Americans have doubled since 1980 and in adolescence have tripled. I think we all know that. So he just states a whole bunch of statistics just to help you be aware that it's not just you. It is something that our world is going through, right? The convenience, the easiness of foods and fast food is crazy. So, it says God reveals his purpose to you in your life. You are called for more, and we are also called to take care of our bodies physically because it affects our calling. It affects our confidence. It affects if we go after those things that we truly know that we should do, but we don't because we don't feel good. It says everybody ends up somewhere, but few bodies end up somewhere on purpose. Where there is no vision for your physical health, our bodies get out of control and they fail us. And so I'm not going to tell all the stories. He's got some great stories. I'm just going to read to you the highlights of what I picked out. Self-discipline is especially difficult in our culture. Why? Because most fail to see the cause and effect, cause and effect. Every single day. I eat a donut, I don't gain 5 pounds overnight. But the effect later on, people don't think about, right? Cause and effect. Every choice, every decision has a consequence or a reward. Either way. Long term, we talk about that, right? So, he says, can you lower your cholesterol 10 points overnight? No. Can you run a marathon if you've never jogged in years? Nope. Can you lose 10 pounds in a day? You shouldn't try, but you can do something. To decide today to do something that is honoring to your body and honors God. Put down the brownie, take a vigorous walk, do 20 sit-ups, read a book on healthy eating. Here's something that I actually really love. I want you to listen to this part. All right? Oh, here's the book, Kathy. We've been going through this book all month. We go through a book every single day. We have for a year. If you want to watch the other lives about all of the books we've done, go to KetoMomSecrets.com. And so all of the lives are uploaded about all the different books. KetoMomSecrets.com. All right. Okay, so here's what I want you to understand. He says, we are called to be healthy. We are called to take care of our temple. Hey, can you just put them outside? We are called to take care of our temple, right? He says, and we are not called to look like Hollywood depicts other people to say or look like to. Oh, I'm not saying it right. I'm kind of distracted by all of my children, but he says, you'll be relieved to know, if you don't already know this, God is asking you to physically take care of your body, not the same way that Hollywood, the media, marketing messages, anything on social media ask you to look like or to do. God made you to be you, not some alien body, type of version or perfection now appealing in theaters near you. But that doesn't mean that you are not called to take care of your health well. You're not called to look like somebody online. I actually had a conversation with a girl the other day, and she's so frustrated about her health, and we're working on her choices, right? Working on making better decisions. And then I finally said, why don't you send me a picture of what is in your mind? Because you're doing the things you know you need to do. Now, stress plays a key part in that. Like, this isn't just about, your healthy body is not just about the food you put in your mouth. That's one. The movements that you do, like moving your body, for sure, stress and sleep are all a part of health and wellness. And so I said, I need you to send me a picture. We have this visual of a way that we think we need to look, even if your body is nothing like that person's body. Isn't it interesting how social media and the television and Hollywood make us feel like we're not good enough because we don't look like those people, or we don't look like the perfect picture that was airbrushed and made to look that way. That is not what we're talking about. We are talking about simple things like getting up and being mindful. We're talking about moving your body in a movement that works for you. And we're talking about making better choices and swapping out water instead of soda, right? So, man, he's got so many great things that he says. He says, here's a couple questions for you. How will you feed your body? He says, we talked earlier about inner battles, like inner of how we're feeling, but he also says, when it comes to your diet, there's a battle between two different inner people. He's this guy, he's our pastor, obviously, Pastor Craig. He says there's a fat guy and a lean guy. Fat guy wants to eat everything in sight. Lean guy is more picky, more healthy, more health conscious. Every time you're faced with an opportunity to put something in your mouth, these two people show up. Which one are you going to listen to? He says you can find hundreds of books on various diets and many work well, but your body is unique. And the diet that works for you is the one that you're going to stick with long term. We talk about that all the time on here. That's why you need guidance, you need knowledge, you need people to direct you, and you need to give it time. He says there's simple things that we do in our family. We use smaller plates. He says instead of fried stuff, we choose grilled. Fruits and vegetables instead of chips. Water instead of soft drinks. Bottom line, you are seeking out new ideas. Use the knowledge that you've learned. He's like, listen, you already know what to do. More water instead of pop. Move your body the best that you can. Use a smaller plate. Grilled instead of fried. Less sugar, more fruits and vegetables. He's just saying, do what you can do, and as you go, I want you to learn and implement something new. This is great. John Maxwell, we've done some of his books on here. He's incredible, right? John Maxwell was becoming overweight. He actually went to the doctor, and the doctor said, actually, this is a life or death situation. You need to take control of your health. He loved sweets. John Maxwell was known for loving his desserts. After beginning his new diet, he refused desserts at dinner. Someone asked John, have you ever... Oh, he says, John, did you lose your craving for desserts? The doctor told him he had to make some changes. John Maxwell said, no, my craving for life overweighs my craving for desserts. It was a life or death situation. He had to choose, and he loved life. He wanted to stay around. His doctor said, you better choose wisely. And some of you are like, yeah, I'm not there, but some of you are. And it's got to be a line drawn in the sand of like, I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to honor my body. I'm going to do it because I have a bigger calling than losing 50 pounds. That's just going to help. But in order for me to feel confident and in order for me to go after the things that I want in life or to achieve my goals or to do the vision that God's put in my heart, I need to take care of my body. It's super important. So he says, how will you care for your body? Think about it. If I loan you a book, I trust that you will keep it out of the rain. If I borrowed you my car, I believe that you wouldn't take it for a drag race. If people lend you things, like, isn't it interesting how you'll take care of other people's stuff, but you won't take care of your own? You will encourage other people the best that you can and be so kind and nice, but you talk terrible to yourself. Did you know that you listen to yourself more than anybody else and you've got these words going through your head every single day? There should never be a word that comes out of your mouth that speaks poorly to yourself, ever, ever. You should never look in the mirror and ever tell yourself, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm not worthy. Your words are powerful. And just like you would speak to somebody else, you need to speak to yourself like that. Just like you take care of other people, you need to take care of yourself like that. It's super, super important. So he says, oftentimes here's the excuse. People say, I don't have time. I don't have time to plan my meals. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time. And he goes, oh, newsflash. You actually do. You will make time for whatever you believe is a priority. You'll get up early. You'll stay up a little bit later. You'll say no to some things so you can say yes to others. You'll say no to that television so that you can say yes to your health, right? You make time for what's a priority to you. So here's a couple questions. He says, do you need to eliminate certain foods from your diet? Oftentimes people will say, but I've got these, I love to eat this. And then I have to go, oh, all right, tell me what your goals are. All right, so we're going to take that out. You will be fine without the Oreos, I promise. Out of sight, out of mind. Don't put certain things in your grocery cart. Do you need to eat healthier snacks rather than junk food? Choose some better options and keep those around you. Is there an area of eating that you lack discipline? Maybe you need to cut out all fast food for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. If you're hungry and you didn't plan your meals and you don't get to eat till you get home, period.com. Like, you could start that. That's fine. Should you eliminate all wrong drinks? Anything that's with sugar and only stick to water? Ew. Do you need a certain supplement or nutrition to help you? What questions are you secretly relieved that I haven't asked? He's like, you know what you need to do. You just have to do it. Discipline and consistency over time. So that's the health spoke. We all know it's important to be healthy. All of you are here to get healthy. All of you are here to get stronger, to lose the weight, to feel better. And just to understand that you are called for more than just losing the 30 pounds, hopefully gives you an awareness to go, oh shoot, like I actually am going to take my health seriously because I am called for more. There are actually things that I long to do. There are things that I want to achieve that I know I'm called to do. I've got these gifts and talents that I haven't been using because I don't have the confidence because I don't feel well. That should give you enough forward movement to go, okay, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to take my health seriously because it's going to impact the rest of my life. My relationships, my spiritual health, my work, my kids, all of those things are affected by your confidence and how you look and how you feel. You can probably see it because do you ever not feel good and you bark at your family? Or do you ever not feel good and then you lose it at work on somebody when you're like, I'm so sorry. It actually has nothing to do with you. I just don't feel good. So I hope that you're taking your health seriously. I hope this isn't a yo-yo. I hope that you realize that the diet that works for you is the one that you stick with long term. I hope you realize expectations are you didn't get here overnight. You're not going to get there overnight. I hope you realize that you have everything. You know everything you need to do. You do. Get some sleep. Stop sitting on the couch so much. Move your body. Drink your water. Stop eating so much food. Ask yourself, am I hungry? Am I bored? I promise you, if I put two choices in front of you, you would know which one is a better choice. You've got to give yourself 5 seconds before you eat anything and go, am I hungry? Am I bored? Is this the best option or is there something better? We live in this fast-paced society of everything fast food and everything at our fingertips. Maybe I actually can't go into you know what? For 30 days or however long it takes to bake a bad habit, a bad habit. I am only going to pay at the pump and I'm not going into the gas station. Hey, I'm actually going to pack my lunch. If I don't pack it, I don't get to eat lunch. Not going through the drive-thru. No more television for the next 30, 60, 90 days. Anytime I want to sit down, I'm going to go for a walk or I'm going to do some jumping jacks. I'm going to plan my meals. I'm going to do all the things I say I don't have time to do because I just shut that thing off. Could you imagine if you just did a couple of those things every single day for the next year, what your life would look like? So, all right, that's the book we're going through tomorrow. We talk about the work spoke. We wrap up this book, and then I've got to pick a new book. There are so many books we've gone through. Atomic Habits is great. Miracle Morning is great. The Traveler's Gift. I need to figure out our next book. I'm not quite sure yet. It's probably going to be more of a tactical book, but I'll let you know. Otherwise, this book is great. I would encourage you to get it. I hope you guys have an incredible day. If it's helpful, I'd love to know. If there's anything that you're like, hey, this has really helped me, I'd love for you to post below. If there's anything that you're like, hey, this is helpful to me, somebody else might read it and go, oh, that's a great idea. And Crystal, yes, there's lots of incredible options at gas stations. You're right. For those people who choose those. But if you walk into a gas station and you find yourself walking out with like 2 cans of soda or a candy bar, or like you just can't help it, then that's when you eliminate yourself from that spot. You might not have that problem. Other people do, right? So everybody's a little different. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to go homeschool our children, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.